Okay, class, I'd like to look at one of the first homework problems here from the Chapter 9 homework, exercise 9-6, through people for a loop, and I think it might be the wording of the problem. So I'm going to go over this pretty thoroughly and hope that you did the homework, hope that you figured it out. This is one of the reasons why we have 3 attempts for these things. Okay, so first of all, I want to understand what they're saying, right? First of all, there's a 6.2% tax on the first $106,800 paid to employees. If you understand what they're saying, and I don't blame you if you don't, but if you understand what they're saying 3 different scenarios, A, B, and C, and what they're trying to show you is that in certain instances, these caps are only going to apply for the Social Security taxes, right? The cap doesn't even come into play until 106,000. Well, he's only made 6,600 through August here. That's not going to come into play on this cap. 19,000, even if he made 3,100, about 20,000 and 3,000, 23,000 approximately, nowhere near the cap. It's only until scenario C that this particular cap comes into play, because he hasn't hit the cap yet. But if he makes 11,200 for the month of September, 101 plus 11, 112, he will be into that cap for part of his 11,200. So there's a little bit of extra math in scenario C that we have to do for that cap. I hope that makes sense to people. Okay, so understand that that's what all that means right there. That's the first part, is understanding what this cap means. All right, so for the first 2 scenarios, the FICA taxes are straightforward. Okay. So let's just do scenario A here. Oops, better pick a pen again. Let's do scenario A here, okay? And you're just going to say his gross pay for September is $1,000. So we're just going to say $1,000. All of it is subject to the 6.2%. Okay, so we just go 0.062, and we're going to get, I believe, if I can do the math here, that's going to be, move it 3 zeros, $62, I believe. Okay, so that's what that one should come out to be. Okay, so that's how that looks. All right, now let's see the next one. Okay, they want us to figure out his Medicare taxes. Notice there's no cap there, so you would go $1,000 times his Medicare taxes there, times, remember, 0.015 or 0.0145 is what the number is going to be, again without a calculator, times $1,000. That's a dollar sign, a bad one, 123. I think this is going to be 1450 if I move the decimal properly. And notice when you're doing someone's paycheck, we do want this to be to the nearest penny, because that's how they're calculated. This is one of the rare times in my class when you're actually going to be doing dollars and cents. We don't normally do that. Okay, so it says find the Medicare, find Social Security. We've done that. Find FUTA and SUTA for the first 7,000. Now here is where we first get a cap on this one. All right, so for FUTA, I'll do that first. Okay, for the FUTA taxes here, it does say that 0.8% times the first 7,000. Well, look, he's at 6,600, so we got to do a little bit of calculation here. He's going to earn 1,000. So this, or these 2 taxes stop at 7,000. Okay, so if he's earned 6,600, then $400 more, and he's done. So we're only going to pay these 2 expenses, 0.8% and 2.9%, on the first $400 of his $1,000 he earned in September. I hope that makes sense, because the other 600 is going to be above the first 7,000. So he's not taxed at all on those for FUTA and SUTA. Okay, hope that makes sense. So again, 6,600, he earned another 1,000. So his gross pay, combining the rest of the year and September, would be 7,600, but only the first $400 is taxable for FUTA and SUTA. I hope I've made that abundantly clear here. Okay, so I'm only going to take 400. I hope you guys understand why. This will change in the other scenarios, but there you go. All right, I believe FUTA, or FUTA was 0.8%, so that's 0.008. Move the decimal twice. Be careful. Okay, and so if I go 400 times 0.008, I believe I get 3.2. Okay, or $3.20. Okay, not a whole lot, but there you go. Now the SUTA, I believe, was 2.9%, so we're going to come down here and do 0.029. I want to do the math on that. 0.029 times, I get 1160. Okay, so let's see if we have that correct. I believe we do. There's his FUTA, there's his SUTA, there's his Social Security, there is his Medicare. Okay, there was no cap up here for this time. There was no cap up here at all for Medicare. These caps were only on part of his salary, $400, because the first $400 of his 1,000 here put him to the cap, and so anything above that was not taxed for FUTA and SUTA. Okay, now keep in mind, you are doing this not on the employee's paycheck. This is for the company's payroll taxes. Okay, so compute the amounts that they have to pay with the above 4 taxes as applied to the employee's gross earnings. Okay, so there we go. That is part A. Okay, I'm going to stop right here and we'll do it again for part B in a separate video.